This is a knife sharpening machine, a Tormek clone that I got from a friend for free because the whetstone was in pretty bad condition. So I ordered an actual Tormek truing tool to fix the stone, and I already fixed the stone yesterday. So today, and then I did two Mora knives, and now I'm just going to fix up the stone, see how much sharpening two knives, how much damage it did to the stone. So first I just put it against the surface, adjust the height so it just touches it, and then I move across all the surface to see if it touches all across. If it touches all across, the stone is good to go. Now the video is sped up, and here you can see it doesn't touch. So it seems to the right of the pictures, when I did the Mora knife, I didn't go perfectly flat. I removed more material from the stone to the right in the picture. So now I lowered it a bit by turning that wheel, fastening it again, and now I'm actually removing material from the stone, and I'm going to go one pass all across the surface. And it's important to not remove too much in one go, just to lower it a little bit each time and go across slowly because it's rotating pretty slowly. Now the video is sped up, because otherwise it would just be too boring to watch. But you can see that it is removing material from the stone now, and when it's removing material, the corners are getting sharp. Now I'm just moving a little bit faster across just to see if it touches. If it just barely touches all across the surface, then we're good to go. Yeah, that looks good, it's perfectly even, but now I don't want these sharp corners because it makes it hard to sharpen a knife. So I'm going to sand off the corner to round them off. And I know some people have these diamond plates to sharpen with, which is surely better than regular sandpaper, but now I only had regular sandpaper. And it does the job. It makes the corners round. And then I have this also from Tormek. It's getting expensive, all these tools. The stone, this wasn't super expensive. It has one fine side and one rough side. The rough side is for roughening up the surface of the stone to remove more material, like if you want to change the angle of the knife. And the fine side is to get a really sharp edge of the knife when the angle is already correct. But now I'm just rounding up the corners, and I'm checking to see that I'm not actually making indents in the stone there, and it doesn't seem like I'm doing that. Yeah, and now the stone feels pretty rough. And when I do the fine side, just a little bit, I think that's enough. And now feel with the finger, it's much finer. So this is the setting to actually get a very, very sharp edge on the knife. So I'm going to try it out with this paring knife, and I think the steel in the knife is Damascus steel. I'm not 100% sure. I think I ordered this from China. I thought it would be a wooden handle, but it's actually plastic that looks like wood. But I hope it's possible to make it sharp. Here I mark up the edge with the Sharpie. So the goal here is to remove material all along the edge, so all the Sharpie should be removed. And if the angle is wrong, you can clearly see it on the Sharpie where it's wrong. And now when going across the stone, the angle should be, well, of course it should be flat against the surface, and you can see here that I'm slightly off. I'm not really flat here. And you can also look on the water touching the edge, and you can see if you're flat or not. So this requires some practice, and I just got this machine, so I'm still learning how to use it. But you can see all the Sharpie is not removed, so the angle is wrong, so I have to lower it, the angle. And now you can see all the sharper is removed. The angle is correct. And now I have to remove enough material so that the edge moves over to the other side, and you can feel with your finger when the edge has moved over to the other side. It's called the burr. And when you're done, when you have moved the burr from one side to the other and from the other side to the first, you can remove the burr with this leather, this other wheel. And I again use Tormek compound, honing compound here on the leather. So it's like a toothpaste. And now the burr should be gone, and it should be pretty sharp against the nail. Do the shaving test, and it shaves a little, but it doesn't do a clean shave. So it's pretty sharp, but not super sharp. This is the Mora knife I did yesterday. Exactly the same technique, but I think the Mora knife has better steel. And look, the Mora knife is shaving sharp. Yeah, so I would say that my friend who thought this machine was useless was wrong. This machine is useful, even though the stone is a little soft. You can fix it with a truing tool.